With the hope of alt season literally around the corner, every other YouTuber and X poster and TikTok channel influencer and Telegram, whatever, everyone is talking about this is when it's going to be alt season. Alt season is right now. It's going to happen right now. Now, while I fully believe that the first quarter of 2025 right now is bullish for alts, we're actually waiting for one thing. This one trigger will literally send alts absolutely bananas crazy. If you thought Raoul Paul was onto something with the banana zone, you haven't actually seen the real banana zone yet, because the real one is literally around the corner, and it's as simple as this one chart. But before I get to that, I know I use the same hook every single time. You got to cut me some slack. First off, subscribe to the Coin Bureau Trading channel. Thanks to all of you amazing and fantastic people. You've helped push us over 50,000 subs, and I am 100% confident we're going to get well over 100,000 subs this year, which is incredible. So I want to make this a short and sweet video, and literally it comes down to one chart. That chart is Others' dominance. Now, this is admittedly quite the boring chart because it's a dominance chart. I mean, it's like, what am I going to actually get from this? How is this actually going to help me? How is this actually, what are we looking for? Well, I made it super duper simple because I believe that simple is best. So when we zoom out here, looking at this chart, I'm even going to turn off these indicators because we don't even need them for this. All you literally need is a TradingView account, and you need to access the OTHERS.D chart. That's it. Others.D. And this is showing us the crypto total market cap, excluding the top 10 dominants. Now, this is misleading because this really means low caps, in my opinion. This means all of the degen coins. And I know like some of you like die hard, like, well, I'm going to live and die by this. Like Others has to be everything that's like between the top 10 to top 35, like relax. It's literally excluding the top 10 tokens, including, by the way, stablecoins. Can we all take a vote? Stablecoins do not belong in the top 10. It's stupid. It's anyway, out of my control. But Others' dominance is showing us out of the entire crypto pizza, how much of a percent Others is taking up. When we see that things are extremely bullish for alts, what happens is Others' dominance increases a lot. But when things are bearish for alts, we see Others' dominance falling like a rock. Recently, we've seen Others pump big time thanks to Trump's, well, he's not president yet. He was president before, but when he is signed in, can you log in as president? Let's just say he's going to log in as president because that's even better. On January 20th, I expect things to go crazy in the markets for the best, like for the best possible outcome, not bearish at all. But there was a Trump pump when he was announced president. You can see here, November 5th, alts actually surged up 42% from being down 8%, going all the way up here. Now see this circle? This circle is not new because I've been keeping track of this chart for a long time. When did Others' dominance experience a little bit of a pause or a break, gasp? Right in early December. When did alts actually have a pullback and things started to get a little bit scary? Well, really, it happened here, December the 9th. But look, you can see a test, a pierce, test, and a pierce, a pierce, a pierce. This is brilliant. This is actually fantastic. Even though Others' dominance was rejected from this level, it's now moving up. But there's something big about this specific level. And the reason why this is circled, the reason why I'm making this entire video about one red line on one chart is because this is overhead resistance that started January 2022, keeping in mind that the last market top was November. Back here, November 2021, okay? So we saw alts rally for a little bit in November, a little bit more in December, and in January, Others' dominance was as high as 19.5%. Since this point, since this high in January, we saw Others absolutely plummet 43%, have a little bit of a breath of fresh air. Nope. Go back down underwater, 52%. Oh, we're okay. Everything's fine. Nope. Boom. Then that's the bottom right there in June 2023. So we saw others' dominance get absolutely destroyed over a year and 6 months. Then from June 2023, we saw others' dominance increase about 70%. Yes, it's not hard to do these measurements, but I want you to see that even though this rally that was right here in mid-2023 was fantastic, it wasn't the rally. While it was a very clear uptrend, it wasn't the big one. And we're all waiting for the big one, which is going to happen as soon as this alert fires, as soon as this condition is met. So long-term overhead resistance, it was initially here. We saw, I want you to see this. We saw the quote unquote price, because it's not really a price, it's a percentage, but let me make this exact right there. We saw it wick into this level many times. It even went above for a brief moment in time in March, except that was the top. Notice that the top of the alt season that we saw back in March 2024, in January to March, was massive, absolutely crazy for altcoins last year. Interesting how the first 3 months were very, very, very profitable for alts. It's almost like I have a video that actually talks about that on this channel. You know what? I do. If you go to my playlist right here, Crypto Market Pump Incoming, this video right here is talking about why I believe Q1, January, February, March is going to be very bullish for alts, for others. Okay, so you tracking with me? Good. Let's go back to the chart. Now, we got some days above this level, but it wasn't a massive push, not the kind of push I was hoping for. And there was a massive, massive rejection, which is kind of interesting if you think about it, because if I reset the scale and we go back to where we are right now, almost the same identical thing happened back here in December, except it didn't last as long and we didn't see others' dominance go above. But what's more interesting about this is that now others' dominance has found its bottom. We didn't make a newer low. We made a higher low, which is great. Now we have this bullish structure, and there are actually more bullish signals coming. I'm going to show you bit by bit on the chart. But the main thing that we're waiting for is others' dominance to not just hit this red line, but to push above it and to start shooting way up, way, way, way up. Again, when things were absolutely crazy, market top, others' dominance was at 19.5%. Now, when we go back over here, January 21, this is where alt season went absolutely crazy. The first 5 months of 2020. Wait a second. Didn't I just say that the first couple of months of the year are going to be really... Yeah, I did. So even though we're just like basically right here, we're just trying to recover, I want you to take note that when we see others' dominance increasing significantly, this is going to be a massive, massive pattern. And we have already pierced many, many, many times this overhead level, which means the more pierces we have, the weaker this line of resistance is. This is essentially a very, very, very bullish thing. Now, it's not bullish until we break that line and others.d closes above the line. And we need to stay above it for at least 3 days. Until that happens, we're not really going to see the mega alt season that we're all waiting for. I do believe it should happen first quarter, and I do expect it to come. So if we think it's going to be coming, or rather, I'll say it with my own perspective because I can't offer you any financial advice other than what I'm sharing as edutainment. But I believe that it's going to happen. Therefore, I'm changing the way that I trade a lot. I am much more allocated into alts with the goal of accumulating as much as I can right now to sell at the top of this alt rally that it hasn't even gotten started yet. Again, the starter pistol is when that chart goes above that box, above that red line, then we are talking. Now, some of you have been watching this for your signal. Now, I have no complaints against the developer that shares this altcoin season index, but I do want to make it extremely clear that the altcoin season index will always be late in calling alt season. While it will be correct to a degree, it's always going to be late. Same thing as the golden cross, same thing as the death cross, they're always going to be late. Really, we want to be focusing on these consecutive days where this altcoin season index is increasing. This is actually a much better signal. Going back over here in the chart, look at the date, November. And we see this is the Trump pump right here. And then we see alts go absolutely crazy until about December 9th. There's a big pullback, just like we saw on the chart. Interesting, right? The point being that we're actually in a good neutral zone. If we're waiting to buy altcoins though, until the altcoin season index is above 75, we're going to be too late. We're actually missing out on our opportunity to buy alts. If we are waiting for OTHERS.D to close above this line, it's not going to be too late, but the fact is that we have a lot of really good trajectory right now. I want to add in a couple of things just to prove a point, okay? So looking at on balance volume, which is a cumulative indicator showing cumulative or aggregate volume every single day. Now, there's no volume on a dominance chart, even though it shows volume right there. It's a little bit confusing, but we see this starting to move up, but the moving average is down. I get it. RSI did have a reset, going below 25, crossing up. That's good. And we're moving up to overbought values, which is showing strength to a degree. On the weekly time frame, however, we have many more bullish signals. Now, this is going to be a little bit confusing for those of you that haven't seen the TBO or this other indicator I have right here, TBT divergence, okay? So these are indicators that are available in the Better Traders Club, but that's besides the point. I just want you to focus on this, okay? These orange dots are called TBO close short. When we see these, this is letting us know that the current open short position could be, emphasis on could, underline, put the little asterisks right on both sides of could to make it italicized on Discord. Could be changing. Therefore, you might want to take some profit out of your short position because it could be turning bullish. Okay? The last time we saw this, it took some time, but eventually we saw others dominance move up about 20%. Now, we have seen false flags like this one, but there are conditions that I look for, namely this slow line of the TBO. If it's angling down, it's not a good signal. It's not a good reversal signal. Now, right here, this is going to be really tricky, so I need to hide the price. I know what to look for, but you don't, and it's okay. But I want you to see this clearly, okay? This right here, this is the slow line of the TBO. It's doing a weird little dance, okay? And now it's angling upward. So if I remove the TBO, that's the direction of the slow line right now. So with that in mind, the macro trend on the weekly time frame is up. That's all you need to know. And to make things even better, we have TBO closed shorts with the slow line for others dominance moving up. This is a very bullish reversal setup pattern, similar to what we saw over here as far as the symbols go, but look at the difference of the cloud. This is actually amazing. And these signals right here, TBT divergence, you can see how beautifully they call the bottom and they call the top before the pullback. That's ridiculous. Again, this is the weekly time frame. So I wanted to show you that, all right? Now, things will only get crazy on the weekly time frame. Again, this is on balance volume, but for a percentage, but just bear with me. We saw on balance volume top out at about 35 trillion. Now, that's a crazy number because the market cap isn't that big for others dominance, but let's just go off of the support and resistance lines, shall we? Okay. When we see this weekly value get above 35.06 T or whatever, then we should be seeing a massive rally, which I do believe is coming. Okay. Now, if we go to the daily time frame and we use the TBO, one of the bigger things that I'm seeing is that we already had a reversal signal way back here in November, and it called the bottom before Trump was, or I know, right There, Trump was elected. There we go. So we saw 1, 2, 3, open long, breakout, got rejected right there inside the cloud. But the main thing I'm seeing now is that the price is above the cloud, clean above the cloud. This is actually strong bullish, even though it doesn't look bullish. For others' dominance, this is a bullish sign. This is great. So we have this bullish momentum for others' dominance with the TBO indicator, not yet with on-balance volume, but on the weekly time frame, it's looking a lot better as well. One other thing that will make things a lot better for this on the weekly time frame is seeing others' dominance close above the weekly cloud, right above this area, basically where that green X is, okay? Now, again, you can use whatever you want to gauge sentiment for alt season. You can use the alt season index. You could use even Bitcoin dominance, which is smart. It's a good idea to use Bitcoin dominance because when we see reversal signals like TBO close longs telling us that the long position, if you haven't taken profits yet, consider taking profits out because there's a good chance that the trend is weakening, which is great. On the daily, this is below the daily cloud. It's actually strong bearish. There's a lot of bearish signs here for Bitcoin dominance. I do believe it's going to continue to chop-solidate, as I recently keep saying over and over, because Bitcoin is doing pretty well today. It's up. It's probably going to test $100,000 today. It's probably going to actually exceed that and head back up to $105,000 this week. It's again, Q1 is bullish for crypto, in my opinion. That's what I see happening. We will look at total. Everything is looking bullish again all of a sudden, and it was after this break. But others, this is the one that I'm most excited about because this is where all of you are making the most money. Bitcoin's great for the long term, but in the short term, we're going to make a lot more money with alts, right? So see this line right here? This is the daily. It's a little bit different, but it's the same concept. We want to see 1, 2, 3 days above resistance. Got it? This is now, for me, confirmed bullish. We have today. Others is above this. Notice that the cloud's slow line is pointing up. This is a strong TBO cloud. This is a great chart for the daily. Everything about this looks great. The weekly is starting to look better, but the daily is looking way, way, way better. But again, in order for there to be a massive rally for others, we need to see others' dominance surpass this red line, close above it, stay above for 3 days. There we go. Then it's off to the races. But before we get there, it's still an increase of 8%, which if we have enough bullish energy, it could happen in the matter of a day or two. This is the time to be accumulating. This is the time to be paying attention to a lot of the coins that Dan is sharing on this channel. This is a great time to pay attention to his altcoin analysis because he's reviewing a lot of these coins that are pumping and going crazy. This is a great time to invest time into Mariano's analysis as well because everyone on this channel is working their butt off to bring you the best possible content specifically for trading. So as excited as I am, we need to wait just a little bit more for others' dominance to move up to that overhead resistance. Now, I'm going to let you all know when this happens on X, on the Coin Bureau Discord server, which I think the link for that is down below. But seriously, you can just pull up the OTHERS.D chart, daily time frame, draw resistance. When it breaks above that, there we go. So let me know what coins that you're really interested in. Oh, and by the way, how are you guys enjoying SPX 6900 so far? It's up like 30% since I made the video last week. Oh, you missed that one? I'm going to link it right here. Well, right there. I think that's the angle. Yep, right there. Watch this video because I'm going to be talking about why this coin is a must-watch coin in 2025. And I'm going to give you a quick tutorial on how to set up an as soon as possible bot for accumulating SPX on AllTrading. So until the next time, you know what to do. Stay awesome and stay in the green. Peace.